Namaste, angels. This is the weekly general reading for the period of April 1st through Saturday, April 7th. And if you're watching this reading, I'm doing it on the 30th, which is Good Friday. I'm putting it up on the 31st, which is Holy Saturday. If you're watching it on the 31st, there is still time. Well, there's always going to be still time. Guidance and support from the universe is infinite. It will never run out. However, those of you who watch me with any sort of regularity know that I've been talking out throughout the whole period of Lent, for the most part, about the increased attack under which light beings have been. And I have described in what ways you would be able to see on your own, in the confines of your own home or environment, exactly how that is, with jewelry breaking, with stones cracking in half, with conflicts that you may run into, perhaps involving specific zodiac signs, parties of three in your relationship going a particular way, again, involving specific zodiac signs. You know, I've tried to describe this, and some of you have responded with, yes, that's my exact life, and obviously I need healing, and some of you haven't. Unless you, and maybe you've gone somewhere else. That's my hope. Actually, if you have not come to me, it is my hope that you did not forego energy healing, but that you just got it somewhere else. And I'm thankful if you did that. If you didn't, I'm concerned, not just for you as an individual, but for the collective, because we all have to contribute toward this. And if there's some of us who are, just ignoring the guidance, then I can't really be clear as to like why you watch and what the point is, but you're hurting the rest of us. So that said, the time that I've been talking about, hurry up and get it in, was prior to Passover and prior to Easter Sunday. So obviously Easter Sunday is the 1st, April 1st. The first day for which this reading is, and Passover began Thursday night, so the night of the 29th after sundown, and today's the first full day, Friday the 30th, which again is also Good Friday. However, even in that consideration, Passover is an 8-day celebration, as is Easter. Actually, there's the octaves of Easter. In the Lenten season and the Advent season. That's going to go on throughout the week. And so there's still time, even in that consideration. But I really, really recommend getting energy healing. And those of you who will or have watched the moon reading that I did, the Libra full moon, you'll see how often energy healing comes up in that reading. In the cards. And so that's just more confirmation. All right, all that said, March 31st, what's affecting us, at 12:54 a.m., Venus enters Taurus. Also on March 31st, at 8:37 a.m., is the full moon, 10 degrees Libra 45. Okay? And then there's nothing else going on that I'm going to speak of as it relates to astrology for this week. On the Christian calendar, again, this whole week is about the octave of Easter. And that's going to go through, it's 8 days, just like Passover. So I won't be talking about anything different until next week's reading, beginning with that day 8, the Feast of Divine Mercy. And then the next day, the Feast of the Annunciation of the Lord. That's on the 9th. And then toward the end of the week, Our Lady of the Valley on the 14th. On the Hebrew calendar, similarly, there is nothing but Passover this week. And that's going to go through the 7th, 8th, so pretty much along the same lines as Easter. And then we have sort of continuing on the same path, the counting of the Omer I think I've described what that was and what that was about. Well, whether I did or I didn't, I'll go over it again next week when it's really of matter. And nothing different for me to speak of on the Hebrew calendar until the 16th, when the month of Iyar starts. So that same week in the sky or in the celestial system or around us, what else goes on? Mercury goes direct on the 15th. We have the new moon on the 15th. There's a couple things going on, as is always the case. So basically, long story short, I'm not going to really go over any of that stuff this week. I do want to mention, however, on April 2nd, it's World Autism Day. And one of the reasons that I want to mention that is because many light beings are on the spectrum, whether diagnosed or not. Many of us are on the autism spectrum or have some sort of learning difference. I call them differences. People call them disabilities. Have some sort, again, whether it's diagnosed or not. So I definitely want to recognize World Autism Day. Again, that is April 2nd. All right, let's get into the sky this week. So this is from www.astronomy.com. It is their feature called The Sky This Week. And beginning Sunday, April 1st, Mercury reaches inferior conjunction, passing between the sun and the Earth at 2 p.m. The innermost planet will return to view before dawn in late April. Monday, April 2nd, Mars and Saturn rise together a little bit before 2:30 a.m. local daylight time, and they climb some 20 degrees high in the southeast by 5 a.m. The two planets within 1.3 degrees of each other this morning, their closest approach since July of 2008. Mars appears a bit brighter than its neighbor, but stands out more for its distinctive orange/red color. The pair appears against the stunning backdrop of northern Sagittarius, with the 5th magnitude globular star cluster M22 just 0.4 degrees southwest of Mars. When viewed through a telescope, Saturn shows a 17-inch diameter disk surrounded by a stunning ring system that spans 38 inches and tilts 26 degrees to our line of sight. Mars looks bland in comparison, with a few subtle details displayed on a disk 9 inches across. And I hope you guys caught all the numbers in there because I didn't bother to say them. But I began with 20 degrees, which is 11 or 2, maybe partnerships. 1.3 is 13 or 4 or 11, 11. 38 inches, the tilt of Saturn, right? 11. 26 degrees to our line of sight is an 8. The 17-inch diameter disk is another 8. You get the picture. I'm not going to repeat them all. Those are the ones that I see jumping out at me. Tuesday, April 3rd, the waning gibbous moon points the way to Jupiter this morning. They actually rose before 11 p.m. yesterday evening, but they appear more prominent as they climb higher and edge closer after midnight. By the start of morning twilight, less than 5 degrees separate the two. Of course, Jupiter is easy to find all week because it shines so brightly at a magnitude of negative 2.4 against the faint backdrop of Libra. A telescope reveals the planet's 43-inch diameter disk and 4 bright moons. Wednesday, April 4th. Although the calendar may say it's spring, the so-called winter hexagon remains prominent on April evenings. One of the sky's largest asterisms, a recognizable pattern of stars, separate from a constellation form. The hexagon stands out in the western sky after darkness falls. To trace the asterism, start with southern Orion's luminary, Regal. From there, the hexagon makes a clockwise loop. The second stop is brilliant Sirius in Canis Major. Next, pick up Procyon in the faint constellation of Canis Minor. Then the twins, Castor and Pollux in Gemini, followed by Capella in Auriga Aldebaran in Taurus, and finally back to Regal. Thursday, April 5th, brilliant Venus appears low in the evening twilight all week. Look for the blazing point of light about 10 degrees. So here she is again with 10. Venus, ruler of Libra, the Libra full moon, 10 degrees Libra. Here she is at 10 degrees again, Venus. above the western horizon 45 minutes after sunset. What I say about the Libra full moon, 10 degrees, 45. So she's at that same sort of angle here. The planet shines at a magnitude of -3.9, and it is by far the brightest object in the night sky after the moon. A look at Venus through a telescope shows an almost fully illuminated disk that spans 11 inches. Friday, April 6th. One of the spring sky's finest deep sky objects, the Beehive star cluster M44 in the constellation Cancer the Crab, lies high in the south after darkness falls. With naked eyes under a dark sky, you should be able to spot this star group as a faint cloud, but the Beehive explodes into dozens of stars through binoculars or a small telescope. Saturday, April 7th, the waning gibbous moon joins forces with Mars and Saturn this morning. From the mid-northern latitudes, the moon rises first at around 1:40 a.m. I also had a lot of 14s or 5s in the Libra full moon reading. It rises at 1:40 a.m. local daylight time, and Saturn follows about 15 minutes behind Luna, the moon, and Mars 15 minutes after the ring planet. All three, so that's like 6. All three lie against the backdrop of northern Sagittarius, though the moon's bright light drowns out most of the constellation's deep sky wonders. Notice how the gap between the two planets has grown in 5 days since their conjunction. So remember, they're going to come closer first than they have been since 2008. And now they've moved apart in just 5 days. This morning, Mars lies 3 degrees east of Saturn. And lastly, Sunday, April 8th, last quarter moon occurs at 3:18 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. You can find the half-lit orb rising in the east with the background stars of northeastern Sagittarius around 2:30 a.m. local daylight time. It hangs relatively low in the southeast as twilight begins. The moon also reaches apogee today at 1:31 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, when its orbit carries it farthest from the Earth for the month. It then lies 251,123 miles from us. And on that note, going to the dice. I'm beginning with cocktail. Massage. And it's 50-50. I really feel this is about give and take this week and about balance, like Libra, like Venus, equity, love, basically. Exchange. Spirit says try again. I think I will. Sex and party, not necessarily together, although some people are into sex party, and no judgment from me. Spirit says no. That may be part of that too. I don't know. I'm going to mind my business and go to the cards, beginning with the Animal Tarot and the Two of Spring, or the Two of Wands. Your vision, creativity, and dedication to your cause have brought you great success. In fact, it may be in your best interest to get a partner to assist you in your endeavors, or to expand the number of people helping you. In a general sense, which is this is the general reading, this can be any type of partnership. Okay, business, friendship, romantic. The Two of Spring or Two of Wands does represent, in our journey and circles, divine partnership, divine union, or quote unquote twin flames. And opening to the Princess of Autumn, who's cheerful, reliable, intelligent, and mischievous, and a Virgo for me, but can also be a Capricorn or a Taurus, or anybody likened to those traits or attributes, and represent the value of a relationship and the longevity that it can sustain. Also, the fact that money's coming in. Pages or princesses bring news. And this one brings news of abundance. Okay, so the abundance comes in the form of love too, especially when Venus is involved. Venus, the planet and goddess of both love and money, or of abundance, period, and beauty and popularity and everything that goes with those things. A wonderful opportunity related to your work or education, such as a promotion or a scholarship or relationship, is coming your way. Seize this chance to learn something exciting or to start a more rewarding and uplifting career or relationship. Maybe with a partner. A partner that is perhaps a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. Princess of Autumn. And opening to the 9 of autumn. Your success has brought you financial security and the reward of a much deserved time off to enjoy your own company. You may suddenly have a brilliant idea for a business or self-employment opportunity that will be very successful. Well, sitting here next to the Princess of Autumn. The Princess of Autumn in the tarot, or again for me, is a Virgo. Now in the tarot, the Virgo is represented by the Hermit. Right, Major Arcana card 9. It's a 9 of autumn, just like this 9 of autumn. So I think that that can be what this is about too, like enlightenment, coming into enlightenment, maybe about oneself, what your needs are, what your wants are as they relate to anything. And again, it can also represent longevity and value and worth in a relationship. And success for oneself. News of money coming your way, and it's because like you've earned it, you've done what you were supposed to do, and here's this abundance for you. Spend it on you, enjoying you. Princess of Autumn. And I just heard, again, I keep having to drill this in, that includes energy healing too, spending money on you, toward your enlightenment, like the Hermit, your learning. This could be spending money on you toward your learning as it relates to school, tuition, right? A new semester beginning soon. And opening to the 7 of autumn, the planning, resources, and efforts that you've invested in your dream will reap great rewards. So this is saying, like, don't be afraid to do that. In the meantime, have patience and meditate on your next steps. I'm saying the money, the resources, the love, whatever it is you need in order to carry those things out, even if it's just love of self that we're talking about, which is the most important actually, you'll have what you need. Look at these together. The 9 of winter sticking up, the 10 of winter sticking up. So this is like worry, and that energy of 9 that we keep seeing repeating at this time, particularly this week, very much 9 having to do with Libra full moon. The time of day that it occurs, the day of the week, all those things, 9. And then 10, endings of this difficulty and our dreams coming true instead. We have 8, 9, 10 here, a nice progression in that sense. But the star represents the planet Uranus in the sign of Aquarius, or perhaps another air sign. Again, it is Major Arcana card number 17, which is an 8. 8's about abundance, karma, infinity, and in supreme math, build, destroy, which means if you're not contributing, if you're not putting in your 50, then you're taking away, basically. You're negating the situation. If you're not building, you're destroying. If you're not helping, you're ruining. You are about to take a big leap forward in your life. Worry will be replaced with optimism. Fear with hope, and joy is coming home to roost. I got to show you these again, how they ended up in my hand. The Princess of Summer, the King of Summer, and Major Arcana card number 16, which is the Tower. Yep. Life experience, the Tower. Important changes are coming into your life that will require you to take action. Don't hesitate to move in new directions you know are right for you. The Tower can sometimes represent the sign of Scorpio for me. And here I'm seeing, after I lifted those up, also peeking out as Major Arcana card number 15, which is the Devil. Oh, and there's 17 again, the Star. The Devil, ego. You may find that you're trapped in a situation, or you may feel rather that you're trapped in a situation, but that's not true. Be careful not to overly focus upon material wealth, and also break free from negative thinking. So what the Tower can be about in this case is maybe all of a sudden you are able to break free, and that does shake up and change your life. And maybe it's love that helps you to loosen those reins, with the Princess of Summer and the King of Summer also sticking up like this, and the 17, Major Arcana card 17, or the Star also sticking out like that. It can mean your dreams are coming true as it relates to whatever it is that's going to make you emotionally happy. And it can have to do with money and the material and a new job, or something, a new career path, or going to school. Maybe that is what makes you happy, or it can do with a relationship. In any case, the Princess of Summer, or the Page of Cups, is our overall energy. Sensitive, kind, open-hearted, and inexperienced is the princess of summer. You can expect to kindle a new romantic relationship or a close platonic friendship. You may suddenly receive an emotional message from someone, like an offer of love, or be invited to a social event. Crowning the masculine is awakening, or the hanged man, which represents like our overall energy. For me, the sign of Pisces. When I picked this up, underneath it is the moon, which also represents the sign of Pisces. It was upside down, however, but I'll go ahead and read it. It's important to trust your intuition. Even if you're unsure of what's happening, all will be revealed soon. So worry is unnecessary. That 9 of air that we saw, that 10 of air that we saw, the worry that comes with that, the sleepless nights, the manifestation potentially of negativity into your own life, none of that's necessary. Just pay attention to your intuition and be patient and wait for the universe to reveal what it plans to you. And that may involve some work on your part, maybe taking a step back with the energy of the hanged man to look at things from another perspective. And then that will give you the enlightenment that you need. Look at things from a different way and all will make sense. Don't worry if your progress is halted temporarily. So if there's a pause and you don't know what's going on, don't panic. All, will start moving again soon. Surrounded by the 9 of spring. So here's another 9. You've worked hard and what you've created is impressive and worthy of protecting. Annoying challenges may pop up, but don't worry. You'll get through them just as you have in the past. So whether this is a friendship, a business situation, job, romantic situation, take a step back, look at it again, and whatever you've been putting effort into, whatever this thing is, again, you've been working hard toward it, don't give up. Like you've got what it takes. You've got some left in you to keep going and see it all the way through. In the masculine subconscious, the 7 of winter, somebody's trying to take it though, or at least you're worried about somebody trying to take it from you, steal your joy. All right, here's your joy. It's the overall energy of the princess of summer, right? Cups about love and emotion and emotional fulfillment. That's what the cup is filled, right? Love and emotions. Somebody wants to empty that out, or so you think at least. This is in your subconscious position, masculine. So this can be all in your head. This can be mental anguish, mental frustration. This can be low self-esteem, a lack of self-confidence, distrust. Some of us has trust issues. That can be what this is about. Not necessarily even warranted. For some of us, yes, they're warranted. We've been betrayed in different things. But maybe that's what you need to look at differently. Like some things aren't always as they appear, and you don't want to presume that someone can't be trusted, right? Consider their situation or the situation in general as a whole. Look at the big picture and then decide. Caution, however, will help you to avoid the loss of valuables, including non-material resources such as time or peace of mind. Be aware of the results of your actions as well as those things that others might be doing behind your back. Backstabbers. Crowning. Ooh. The 5 of winter, mirroring the masculine's 7 of winter. Very interesting. Your current path isn't leading you toward the happiest possible outcome, feminine. So why not change it? Always maintain integrity and compassion, but be alert to the hidden agendas of others. So we both have got to watch our backs, masculine and feminine. Feminine is surrounded by the Emperor. Represents the planet Mars. We talked a lot about Mars a few minutes ago in what's going on in the sky this week. Mars, ruler of Aries and Scorpio. Structure and organization are important right now. Don't be afraid to take on a leadership role as you have much wisdom to offer. The Emperor can represent some sort of authority. Maybe the feminine is the authority, or maybe she's coming into contact with some authority. And she's, if that's the case, she's going to want to be, again, maintain her integrity and come from a place of honesty and legitimacy, and not try to pull the wool over this authority's eyes, because it won't go well. This can be someone's parent, a father, or father figure. And it's a need for you to begin to organize your life, spring cleaning in your life, feminine. And it may be of people who bring drama and conflict, or situations and things that bring drama and conflict that you particularly need to remove. In the feminine subconscious, the Queen of Autumn, very nice, thoughtful, caring, creative, and ingenious is the Queen of Autumn. This is also Venus in her capacity as the ruler of Taurus and the planet of love and money. You will be given advice that's both practical and creative, and it should be followed precisely. Focus only upon the positive in every situation or person. So no negativity, no drama. Crowning, the 9 of summer, another 9, and it crosses the masculine's 9 here. They've got quite a few 9s. Now's the time when your dreams come true. This is like the star, which we've seen twice already. Don't worry about how this will happen. Just give gratitude to God for all that you have and all that's yet to come. So you don't have to understand what's going on, masculine, as it relates to your blessings. Just have some trust that they're coming in, and that you've got what it takes to withstand whatever's left on the journey in order to reap what you've been sowing all this time. At the roots, the Queen of Summer, very nice. This is a time of deep emotions and heightened intuition that you can trust. You can trust completely. Okay, so stop worrying, masculine. Just pay attention to your intuition. Tune in. Be mindful that you don't ignore your needs while caring for others. So this is about putting yourself first too. That 9 of earth energy, and going within if you have to in order to figure out exactly what that means for you. That other 9 of earth energy, otherwise known as the Hermit. Major Arcana card number 9, the Hermit. At the heart of the matter, the Ace of Summer. Boom! Something very special was at the heart of the matter in the Libra full moon reading too. This is the beginning of a new emotional experience for you. It may be the first blush of romantic love, the rebirth of a current relationship, or the awakening of spiritual gifts. And it crosses awakening here. So masculine, for some of you, it is this. That doesn't mean to say that it has nothing to do with reuniting with a love or meeting a new love as well. Because look at this middle row here. It's all about love and emotion, you know, cups, water. But it's also crossing what's known in this deck as the awakening card, talking about the awakening of spiritual gifts. So for some of you, that's what it's going to be, ascension. For others, this is your dream come true. It's the job that you've been hoping for. And maybe this Emperor represents your new boss. You've had an interview, do the right thing. You've got an interview, do the right thing. Act professionally at the interview. New job, new relationship, new career path, new opportunity that will be lucrative. Renewed relationship, reconciliation, getting back together with somebody. Maybe specifically a Scorpio or Pisces. Scorpio. Mars, ruler of Scorpio, crossing the Queen of Summer. Maybe an earth sign. I'm going to further clarify these with the angel tarot, beginning with the 8 of fire. Events moving at a fast pace. Delays are over and many things are happening at once. This can be about communication too, similar to the star, which again, we've seen twice. And for me, it's mostly about electronic communication when it's the star. Opening from there to the moon, major arcana card number 18. Important psychic insights, events behind the scenes, release fears that hold you back. Like the hangman, as I said before, the moon for me, and the princess of summer, which is our overall energy here. The moon for me represents the sign of Pisces. And it is yet another 9 as well. Moon can be either any other water sign as well, in particular, maybe more so Cancer in this case than Scorpio, because the moon, or Earth's moon, is the ruler of Cancer, the sign of Cancer. And opening to the 6 of Earth, which in this deck in particular represents the planet Venus for me, because it's very Libra and Taurus. Again, both of these signs and Venus important, and on the same day. Beginning on the same day, March 31st, Venus enters Taurus, which she rules, and the Libra full moon, which Venus rules. Gifts of money, time, or effort, new career opportunities, receiving a loan or paying off debts. This is about exchange. It's unconditional love for me. This card represents unconditional love. Six of Earth. And the King of Fire, who's motivational, idealistic, ambitious, and charismatic, represents the divine masculine in the tarot. But as it relates to the zodiac, can be any fire sign, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, also Scorpio for me, again, as it is ruled by Mars. And Jupiter, which rules fire sign Sagittarius, is in Scorpio as well. That could be another reason. 6 of Earth. And here's the star for the 3rd time. Happy times, make optimistic, positive, long-term plans. You are on the right path. This is about dreams coming true, wishes coming true, prayers being answered, granted. Just like the 9 of summer, only stronger and more karmic, as in of the universe, because it is major arcana and it is a number 8. Your wish could be opposite the 6 of Earth, finally justice, finally 50-50, an exchange, fairness, equity, love, unconditional. Maybe that's what your wish was. And coming to the 7 of Earth, seeds well planted. A temporary pause in action, unnecessary words. This is our 2nd time seeing a 7 of Earth as well. It's about the fact that maybe nothing's moving right now. It's possible that there's a pause, but that's nothing to be worried about. Just be confident that you've done what you need to do in order to later on be able to reap the benefits. And the overall energy, quite appropriately, is the Queen of Air, Venus herself, right? She's here. She's here. Independent, experienced, realistic, and witty is the Queen of Air. Objective decision-making, clearing away all that no longer serves you, and seeing the humor in a situation. The Queen of Air is a Libra, maybe, or an Aquarius. Again, we've seen the star 3 times, or a Gemini, or someone likened to those traits or attributes, especially those who are down to make adjustments to their life and cut away what they no longer need in it. A top awakening, the 10 of Earth, a very happy family life, financial security, and finding magic in the little things in life. So maybe there's been an air of suspension as it relates to your finances. Okay, we began this reading with the Page of Earth and news of money coming in. Maybe you've been waiting for that money. You've been expecting that money as it is already. The awakening of the Hangman is a number 3. It could be similar to, threes can represent abundance, okay? Like the, for example, the Empress is a card, is Major Arcana card number 3. The 3 of Earth is about not only abundance, but abundance that's earned. The 3 of Fire is about, you know, one's ships coming in. You've been working on this and, you know, progress from that you put that first stake in the ground up to the fact that you're up to the 3rd. So this can be, there was some sort of limbo, air of suspension, pause in an area of finance or abundance, and now it's coming through. If you can use that time to pause wisely to take a different look at the situation, and then you'll come to realize, oh, okay, I see where the abundance is coming in now, or I see the worth of this. Atop the 9 of Spring, and this energy that it allows you to keep on going, it is another number 14. This is balance or temperance, which represents the sign of Sagittarius. The need for balance and moderation, cooperation and compromise, wait for perfect timing. So again, that 50-50. After the 9 of Spring would be the 10 of Spring, 10 of Wands, which is about the need to split, you know, the work with somebody. So we're getting a warning, like, stop trying to take everything on for yourself, but definitely protect what you've made. And healing is coming in this area. So if you do feel overwhelmed, exhausted, you can't go on, not only can you, but you'll be restored, basically, is what temperance is about. You'll be made whole again, like this 10 of Earth. At the root, atop the 7 of Winter, 7 of Swords, it's the 6. So we're going, we're in decreasing order, but the 6 of Air means things are getting better. So you're moving out of this place in your mind where there's mental anguish to the fact that you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and that you're moving into calmer, stiller waters and things are positive. Some of you also may be thinking about going on vacation, taking a break, maybe to rest your mind, ease your mind, find that peace of mind that it is you need, right? Just to chill out for a little while. Things are looking up. It's the end of a difficult situation. You may even be taking a trip. Crowning the feminine, atop the 5 of Air is the 9 of Air. So this is, again, similar to what I said about the masculine, the mental anguish, mental frustration. This is stuff that we're manifesting ourselves. It's like the design of our own mind, and we don't have to bring this negativity and conflict into our lives. We're expecting the worst. That creates self-fulfilling prophecies and sleepless nights. Self-fulfilling prophecies means, you know, I thought this. Our thoughts become our reality. I kept thinking about conflict and drama and foolishness, and now that's what I'm dealing with. So don't. Surrounding the feminine. Atop the Emperor, it's the World with Archangel Michael. A job well done, joy, contentment, and gratitude. The path toward enlightenment. The World is a lot of practitioners of tarot. Oh, the world is so wonderful. The world is at your feet. The world is your oyster. You know, the world is in your hands, whatever the case is. For me, this is about having gone through maybe a difficult situation and a trying time, and the universe finally easing you out of that, the universe taking over and easing you out of that situation. It can be related to work, a relationship that's toxic, and whatever it is, like you overstayed your welcome. You stayed in this energy too long. If the universe decided to step in and say, you know what, let me help you get out of that. It's time for this to end. So you're entering a new phase. And patience can be required. The World is similar to the Tower in that the universe is stepping in to take you out of a situation. The difference is the Tower is abrupt. Boom. And the World can require your patience. Sometimes we look up and we realize, oh, the world, you know, the universe wants to give me a new job. The universe wants to give me a new house, a new car, whatever it is. And then we want it right away. But we might have to be patient before that dream comes true. It might be a dream deferred, but on its way. Atop the Queen of Earth, the 4 of Fire. Very nice. Some of us may be, again, like I was saying, getting a new home or something. We've been living in a stressful living environment. It's really beginning to get to us. And we're in our heads a lot about it, overanalyzing, overthinking, agonizing, mental frustration. But here it is. Right? Venus wanting to give us this peace of mind, whatever it is. It can be representative of an actual structure, house, right? And I just mentioned home. Of course, homes also of the material, of the financial. Can be a new job, can be a new relationship. The 4 or 5 can represent marriage or commitment, right? And that's what the home is. The home is this new situation involving love, especially crossing the Ace of Cups here and having this whole row be about love, sitting next to the Queen of Cups. And again, crowned by the 9 of Cups, which is our dreams and wishes come true. So it's a general reading, you know, it can be any of those things, whatever's going to bring you emotional fulfillment that, you know, for which you've been waiting, and maybe again, overthinking and struggling through this like very trying time. Crowning atop the 9 of Cups is the 9 of Earth. Enjoying life's little luxuries, spending quiet time alone, and successful self-employment. So for some of us, that is what indeed what this is about. You know, we've been trying to start a business or to purchase a home, to get out of a difficult situation, to change jobs, to get out of a bad relationship and into a better one. Maybe into a better relationship with ourself. I want to feel better about me. I want to get to love me better. People put focus into that. I want to lose weight. I want to start to eat right. I want to learn a new skill, whatever it is. Those dreams all coming true here. Reflected by that, whatever your situation is, that you were in the negative one too long, universe helping you. You got to get out of the mindset of the negative one too. You got to release it. If it's time to let it go so that you can accept that. At the root, atop the Queen of Cups, 5 of Earth. So there's still like a feeling of lack or concern of lack as it relates to a relationship. This can be about like fear of abandonment and being afraid to give this love that you have here. As it relates to material and financial abundance, this is like, it's a false worry, just like the devil and the 8 of air, right? Fears surrounding money. That doesn't mean it's legitimate. Well, not when it's clarifying the Queen of Summer, it's not. The wisdom to accept help from others, that's a better meaning for this, and that can be what this is about. And you'll be happy that you did because it works out well. Also, you're feeling uncertain about self-employment. Something that's going to make you emotionally happy and fulfilled, you're worried that it won't come to fruition. Whether it's material, financial, or, you know, having to do with actual love and emotion, and as it relates to a relationship. So you got to work on that fear. And at the heart, which maybe you can help it by spending time by yourself. Once you get to love you, you can love other people. At the heart of the matter, atop the Ace of Summer, wow, the Emperor sitting here next to the Emperor. Organization and logic, structure and discipline, and leadership. Well, there can be, in a very positive way, a Scorpio super impactful upon your life this week. Whatever it is he does, she does, again, whether it's they're your boss or your parent or somebody who is some sort of authority, they help to bring you this emotional fulfillment. Maybe this will be your energy and you're just taking charge of your life and bringing about your own emotional fulfillment with the 9 of Earth particularly sitting atop that. Right? This can be you. I got this alone. I'm going it alone. I'm going to bring about what I want. I'm going to make my dreams come true. I'm going to do it by maybe reorganizing my life, by healing my thinking, changing my thoughts to more positive, letting go of this like restrictive energy of maybe like a Mars in Capricorn where it is right now. And instead focusing on the more positive aspects. I didn't want to use the word positive because I'm not saying that Mars in Capricorn is negative, but Mars in Capricorn is like stop and go. I mentioned in the moon reading that I did that it reminded me of like trying to drive with the emergency brake on. I used to drive a convertible. And so the top was automatic. Like I know some tops, some convertible tops, you have to be out and you got to physically put the top down and stuff. My top would go down by itself, you know, from inside the car. I didn't have to get out and do any of that, but I had to put the emergency brake on. So it was important to remember to take that brake off before trying to drive that car or mess up my transmission. It's the same thing. Like you can mess up your vehicle, your vessel, which is you, trying to do the stop and go, trying to drive with the brake on. So the emperor steps in to help you to get yourself together, get yourself together in the most positive way. And again, he may be a Scorpio because the planet Mars is a ruler of Scorpio. Doesn't have to. He may be an Aries too. He can be any zodiac, but those will be the most dominant here, especially with two emperors sitting side by side. This can also be something representative of a gay, a homosexual, particularly male relationship, or two, maybe more so masculine females. One does have more feminine energy than the other, but it could be a lesbian relationship too. Where some real changes, maybe somebody's breaking away from the restriction. Somebody was trying, and it could be the feminine in particular, or perhaps female or female, trying to not be in a homosexual relationship and trying to continue this life of a heterosexual relationship, and the universe finally saying, this is not working for you. This is not the real you. And you've got to do this. And so it's sort of similar energies converging upon one another. But again, in a positive way, it's something that brings you extreme emotional happiness. In addition to that, I'm going to give us both an advice card from the Isis Oracle, beginning with Divine Sunchild, Blessings of the Sun Falcon, and opening to the Key of Life, spinning the Ankh, the Key of Life. Maybe I'll just do one. I just heard do one, like for the masculine and feminine. Divine Sunchild and Divine Guardian, Protection of the Winged Mother. And you know what? I'll just take the next one. So masculine, this week, 10 of Winter. It's the end of a career path, project, or relationship. And that brings feelings of mixed joy and sadness. Relief and disappointment. Put aside your fears about these changes. Is Raphael too. Your fears. And trust that there's a brighter future. Remember, this was about distrust, and this is about the brighter future. Trust that it's really coming, that it awaits. Feminine. I said there may be a Scorpio, particularly impactful upon your life this week. We've got this two emperors, and now here is release or death. Major Arcana card number 13, which represents the sign of Scorpio. It's time to release the past and to move on to something new. This ending is the first step on the way to a happier future. This can be reflective of the loss of a Scorpio in your life, or the letting go of one, or using the energy of Scorpio and death to release a relationship that no longer serves you. You taking charge, you becoming the boss of your life, taking charge and firing people who are not doing the job and not serving a purpose in your life anymore. This ending is the first step on the way to a happier future. Masculine is the king of water, who is trustworthy, compassionate, respected, and cultured. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice and charity work, which is love. So you extend some. All right, open your heart to love is basically what this card is saying. And you can be, it's saying you can be full of emotion and love without being emotional in the sense that people tend to think about it, which is like sappy. I mean, you can still be macho and I'm a man. I'm not going to be, you can still do that and be the king of water. And he does it very well. He's real sexy about it. Because he has emotions. He's not afraid to show them, but it's not in that way. And he has them otherwise in check. They're not like on his sleeve. You can't step all over him. He's got it together. He may be, again, a Scorpio or a Pisces, like our overall energy, or a Cancer, like the moon, too. Or somebody, again, of those traits or attributes. And lastly, for the feminine, Major Arcana card number 19, and the Sun. Happy outcome. Brilliant new ideas that lead to success if you have confidence in yourself. So if you chuck this energy, then it works out. And our shared card from the Isis Oracle, Divine Sisterhood. Community of the spiritual sisters and brothers of the light. Before I do that, I'm being pulled back over here because I'm being made to notice that 13 and 19 are sitting here together. 13, which represents the goddess Isis for me, and 19, which represents King Osiris, her divine masculine, her husband, both sitting here together. So it could definitely be with the release of something, with the death of something, is born, this new happy outcome, maybe between the two, maybe for a water sign and a fire sign, perhaps specifically a Scorpio and a Sagittarius, or a Scorpio and a Leo. In the tarot, the sun represents the sign of Sagittarius, but the Earth's star, the sun, rules the sign of Leo. This can also just be about like twilight setting on something in the life of the feminine, and I think it can have to do with this. To take me back to this, this can definitely be somebody's job. It's coming through again. Somebody's job, and this is your boss. And it's the loss of the job, or you're leaving the job. And that's emotional because you were there for so long. This has been a long time. You quit, were terminated for whatever reason. For something's gone on with it's the end of the job. Maybe they went out of business or something. So there's loss, and maybe it's emotional and financial loss as a result. So there's emotion tied to it. But at the same time, like this, it was time for this to come to an end so that you can be moved into a newer and better situation. So the twilight setting on that, night falling on that, to give birth to a new situation for you in your life. Here, this emperor, I think, might be somebody's boss, as in Zaddy, just me and my boss. Like Rick Ross says, somebody's, man or woman. A new boss, or the return of your boss. Again, like I said, Zaddy, Daddy, making a comeback here. The emperor representing, again, father or authoritative male figure most often. Yeah. Okay. They made me revisit. So there we go. Divine Sisterhood. Community of the spiritual sisters of brothers, spiritual sisters and brothers of the light. Sorry. In community that is based in equality, So here we're starting out with this energy of Libra right off the gate, right? Equality, respect, healthy boundaries, and personal freedom. Personal freedom, that's very Aquarius. We've seen the star so many times here. With a mutual desire for spiritual growth and honoring of innate wisdom. That sounds like the spiritual growth, and that sounds like all the hermit and enlightenment and Virgo that we've seen. And innate wisdom, very Queen of Air, Venus. With all those things converging together, great miracles occur. You are a part of this community of light. At one time it existed only in the spiritual worlds, that now it's being born on earth. All this earth we got here. It's part of your destiny to help create and to nurture a conscious community that empowers all of its members and is based in truth. This is like what I talked about with the healing. It's not just you as an individual. It affects us all. Letting the divine feminine nourish you now into new relationships, collaborations, community, and friendships is very wise. So let Venus help you. Venus in Taurus, March 31st. And Venus as Libra, March 31st with the Libra new moon. There are many souls with whom you have spiritual contracts decided upon before you were born who wish to help you and whom can help you too. So not only do they wish to, they can. And as you grow together in peace and light and wisdom, you help one another. Your light has value on its own, but it is also of deep service when it is visible to others, lighting the way. You are guided to allow the beloved Isis to help you now through community. There can be strength in numbers. Community can help you to gain the added power of group effort to rise above old patterns and to lift each other into the new patterns that are so much more real and beautiful. Only love is real. In unity with the divine in each other, we grow and we become capable of such wonders. Mother Isis says that there is so much light awakening within our planet and so much spiritual light gifted to Earth from the celestial beings at this time that it makes sense to build a large enough container to receive it. And if you're not building, you're destroying. If you're not helping to make the container, you are cracking it open. Groups that are willing to learn to connect at a heart level, honoring each other as divine beings, can become capable of calling in and receiving tremendous forces of light in service to humanity and the earth. If you had enough electricity to power a city, you wouldn't try to fit it in one house. Likewise, with all this spiritual electricity becoming available on earth, groups are needed to help it to circulate and flow. You are wise and grounded enough within yourself not to lose yourself in the group, and instead to help a group become a community of honoring individuals. Your leadership by example is important, as groups can sometimes descend to the lowest energetic vibration if the members fall into their egos rather than staying in their hearts. Yet, so that's like the people who are in their ego and, well, I don't need help, I can do this, and they can't or whatever, they can pull the rest of us down with that energy, rather than pull up each other. The oracle of the divine sisterhood is based on the love between the goddess of ancient Egypt, Hathor, Isis, Bastet, and Sekhmet, and more. They are often pictured with similar symbols and headdresses and share some iconography that helps us to realize that although they are all divine individual beings, they are connected as unique expressions of something greater. If you accept all of this, but still cannot find your spiritual home here, and have been wondering where your community is, you're not alone. They are looking for you too. Say yes to opportunities to meet like-minded people. And let Isis guide you through the circumstances, opportunities, and spontaneous moments as you and your beloved sisters and brothers find each other together for group benefit. This is also guidance that you are moving into empowerment of your own divine feminine and are capable of helping others into theirs. The role of the divine sisterhood is about empowering all, not one above the other, and growing in wisdom through listening and sharing, through allowing for uniqueness of all beings and encouraging all to grow from a win-win perspective. If you're in a community, but are finding that the group ego is becoming more powerful than the group soul, and the energy of the community is pulling you down rather than lifting you up, then this oracle says to trust the divine feminine to lead you onwards. The divine feminine, with this power of the emperor, she can lead you onwards. Whether you're the masculine or the feminine, we both have both. Give your best and most truthful expression and effort. But if this community is not of a vibration that can work for you, then move on. Okay, I always say, like, when the energy of the high priest, the Hierophant, shows up, sometimes the hermit as well. It's about seeking guidance, enlightenment, and also teaching others. But in order to do that, they've got to be of our vibration or higher. That's with whom we should be surrounding ourselves. People from whom we can learn something and to whom we can teach something. Otherwise, there's no point. So if you move on without judgment or fear. Just move on and trust that with the law of magnetism, you'll attract yourself into a community that has the best vibration for you. If you have found that you have guidance to build community yourself and are feeling a little overwhelmed at the thought of doing that, stay calm and stay in your heart. Allow yourself to collaborate with others and to work in smaller groups in connection with others as a way to build community together. It will happen naturally. The divine sisterhood will guide you if you ask for their assistance with unconditional love. And that's our reading for this week, the general reading. I'll be back with love. Happy Easter. My mother always called it Resurrection Sunday. So happy Resurrection Sunday. Happy Passover. Happy April Fool's Day. Happy birthday to the Aries this week that are celebrating. And just happy week. Like it's spring, it's finally warm, at least here in New York. It was like 60 degrees here today. Enjoy. I bid you all peace. Namaste.